Yo, Shalom, Shalom. Just the brother Shamak with the Great Millstone Cleveland branch. I want to start off by, of course, giving our honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the elect. And the title of the lesson is It's Going to Start Getting Real Out Here, right? And I'm about to go into some prophecies. I'm gonna start off with the book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter. Because just something that was on my spirit. Just after all of the things that's been happening lately. You know what I'm saying? Just not too long ago. We did a lesson about. You know what I'm saying? A mother. Having dead children wrapped up in a bag in a motherfucking suitcase in her trunk, and she got found out by the cops. This video was on TikTok, and I guess the cops put her over because it was a bad stench in a vehicle, and they were trying to figure out what the hell that stench was, and um, she basically got found out because the cops made her open them bags inside of that suitcase, and she had her dead children up in them bags, but she been riding around in the car with dead children in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? And then you got other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Diseases. You know, popping out in China. You know what I'm saying? You know, different countries getting uh, 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 blasted by different uh, uh, abnormal storms. Storms coming upon different cities and countries that never happened to that city before. You know what I'm saying? This is the plays that the Lord is coming with, and this shit ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? And you got New York, different areas in New York just got flooded. You know what I'm saying? 18 inch high floods. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's like one of the capitals of that's like one of the top cities in America. You know what I'm saying? And look what's going on. The Lord is flooding New York, 18 feet high waters. You know what I'm saying? In different areas. You know what I'm saying? So the things that's getting ready to happen to America ain't gonna be nothing good. These things is gonna be hurtful to America, harmful, right? And what Jacob got to look forward to is, you know what I'm saying, death if they continue to follow after the American ways, you know what I'm saying? Join hand in hand with the wicked. And I'm gonna start off with Jeremiah to the 30, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, Ask ye now and see whether a man do travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right, and we come into the time of Jacob's trouble, but the Lord is going to have a remnant that's going to be saved. The scriptures say the name of the Lord is a strong tower. He that runneth into it is safe, man. Right, so we require safety in the times that we coming into, because we know if it's going to be straight up death and destruction, man. And I'm going to get one more scripture about safety. Excuse me. Second Ezra. No. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, and verse 1. It says, Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter that ye may be safe, right? So if you follow after the ways of Yahweh Bashim Shah, guess what? You're going to dwell in safety. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be safe from harm, from the plagues that's going to come upon this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? She'll say, I shall save thee out of 6 troubles, yet 7, roughly paraphrasing. The Lord is going to deliver his men even to the point of delivering us from the missiles, man. Lord's willing to be those men, right? So that's what we got to look forward to if we're gonna continue to fear the Lord, because once again, the Lord got a judgment, man, coming for this great horde. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be judgment going on all across the four corners of the earth. But this great horse, she has to be touched, man. The Lord is touching her right now. He's touching her with these different plagues, man. You know what I'm saying? You got volcanoes opening. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned, the floods. You know, Florida get hit with hurricanes every 2 years. Or something around that. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is definitely, you know what I'm saying, showing that He's not dealing with this place, man. You know, and once again, Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. You know, this is going to be a time where it's going to be hardship, man. You might suffer lack of food. You might suffer, you know what I'm saying, you know, Esau trying to, Esau going to be doing shit. You know, he might, you know what I'm saying, poison the air or something like, this devil going to be showing his horns. You know what I'm saying? He might let out a motherfucking toxic gas or something. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a hard time. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that you're gonna be able to be safe is if the Lord is with you. If the Lord is dealing with you. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, and verse I'm gonna really start up a little bit. 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, right? The Lord is doing these things so that what you can get right. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't a human that he'll grab a physical belt, come down here and whoop your ass. The Lord is gonna send them plagues, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a spiritual ass whooping, and you're gonna be worse off. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really want to play with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's already a small remnant that He's gonna deal with. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a rare chance to get delivered, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be rare, just like the time of Noah. On the Lord only saved 8, right? You know what I'm saying? So we ain't really got, if we really have faith, we ain't really got no choice to get right, or we gonna really get left behind, because the Lord only dealing with a small remnant, right? It says, verse 20. Excuse me. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, right? So yeah, there you go, man. Majority of people is gonna continue in their wickedness. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be mindful of the afflictions that the Lord is sending. You know what I'm saying? On the behalf of correction, right? Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So there you go, man. The Lord is going to send a sword and a famine and a great confusion, even though it seems like it ain't really going to happen, because guess what? You can still go and buy gas. You can still go to the grocery store. You can still go to these fast food restaurants, you know what I'm saying, for a decent price, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? That's going away. Victuals ain't as cheap as they used to be. You know what I'm saying? Um, brothers be talking about 25-cent bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? Then, younger brothers come in. Now it's 50 cent a bag. You know what I'm saying? Now the new younger brothers, even younger, now the time's passed again. Guess what? You gonna motherfucking see motherfucking. You got $50, 50-cent bag of chips 2 for 1, but guess what? Ain't really no chips in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using that for example, man. You know what I'm saying? Inflation has, you know what I'm saying, is raping the food market right now. You know what I'm saying? Everything has gone up, you know what I'm saying, as far as groceries, and not only groceries. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything has went up, man. Some states paying more for gas than other states, man. I went to Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. That motherfucking shit said what, four some a gallon? You know what I'm saying? You know, you come to Cleveland, you know, or any of the surrounding cities in the midst of Ohio, it's shit like $3 or something. You know what I'm saying? So it used to be um one something like 170 something in 2018, 2019. You know what I'm saying? How we get all the way to $3 a gallon? You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord is judging this place, man. You know, it says um verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right, so a lot of people gonna be dying by famine. That's a fucked up way to go out, man. You know what I'm saying? You better off dying by the sword, like the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, and it's a and them that escape hunger, right? So you ain't gonna have no rest, man. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. You know, you escape hunger. You might find yourself in a situation where you had a little bit more food in the stash than everybody else. But guess what? That's not really particularly a good thing because um you got other people that might have survived and they might have had food in the stash, but guess what? Now they gotta get some more food. You know what I'm saying? So what you think they gonna do? They gonna hunt, rob, and murder for their next meal. You know what I'm saying? So you really gonna put the you know what I'm saying? A lot of people gonna find themselves in what? Like a battle royale type of lifestyle, man, trying to survive, you know, trying to get to the next day, man. You know what I'm saying? Fighting, you know what I'm saying, for food, man. You know, it's gonna get crazy out here, man. These people are already, you know what I'm saying, bugged out. You know? Matter of fact, I got a precept to back this up. Bear with me for a second. That's computer acting weird. This is the book of Luke, chapter 23 and verse 31. It says, for if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry? Right. So using that example of the Popeyes guy that got shot over a chicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying? What's next? You know what I'm saying? If it's one more chicken sandwich left and five people been waiting in line for an hour, man, them people gonna go crazy over that chicken sandwich, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're hungry. If when you hungry, it puts you in a different mindset, man. Everything start to look like food and chicken. You know what I'm saying? And smell your senses even. You know what I'm saying? Start acting different. You might start smelling food when ain't no food around, man. You know what I'm saying? Regular items, regular objects might start smelling good like a well cooked meal, man, because that's what your mind is going through when you're in a state of hunger, right? Um, and Esau gonna love to see all our people getting fucked up by hunger and death. You know what I'm saying? That's why this devil got to go into captivity. Everybody gonna be whooping his ass in the kingdom, man. Uh, let's see. Back to verse second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, right? Because ain't gonna be no gatherings. Oh, let's get together. We gotta have my blase funeral. You know what I'm saying? You know, ain't gonna be none of that. Who the hell is gonna be able to pay for a funeral in that time? You're gonna be trying to pay the motherfucking, survive, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's gonna be harder to buy and sell at a certain point in time. You know what I'm saying? You know, the scripture talk about uh how asses, or maybe it wasn't an ass. I think it might have been an ass, but the scriptures talk about dung being sold. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna start having abnormal parts of animal bodies. You know what I'm saying? Getting sold. You know what I'm saying? As if it were regular um parts of food. You know what I'm saying? A brother that I was speaking to, you know what I'm saying, just yesterday, he was telling me about how his mother lived during the Great Depression. And, she I ain't gonna put the brother out there, but his mother lived during the Great Depression, and he was telling me how she used to like eating like cow tongue, you know what I'm saying, like those old canned meats, you know what I'm saying, that come in like the gel. They come in a can. It's like a meat wrapped around like a jelly, like some type of jelly, you know, like those old savoring meal, like those like those old survival meals, man. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like abnormal stuff that in today's day you normally wouldn't eat. That's a part of animal's body, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what people gonna start resorting to because it's gonna be a scarcity, right? And Lord's willing, we those men, man. We ain't gonna have to look forward to that, man. The scriptures say, you know, my servants shall eat, right? So we gonna be good, man. Lord's willing, we those men. If we really gotta live in that time and suffer that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be a trial. Revelation 3:10 said that, you know, since thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right? So that is what we're gonna have to resort to, continuing in that patience so that the Lord can keep us, man, because it's gonna be a hard time and a trial for everybody. A lot of people, ain't gonna be no trial for them. They just gonna step right up and take the sea hip, so they feel like they're insured of a meal, man. You know what I'm saying? And forget about the Lord. This is the easy way out. Why wouldn't we take the sea hip? How else we gonna get some food? That's where their faith is going to reside in, is the sea hip. They're gonna have faith in the sea hip. You know what I'm saying? Faith in this beast system, right? We're gonna have faith in the Lord, man. Right? So going back to second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 23 again. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. All right. The trees shall give fruit. Yeah, so it said there shall be no man left to till the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? We're coming into some hard times. You ain't got nobody that's gonna farm. You ain't got nobody that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, clean up. Like it ain't gonna be like the time of our forefather. He was burying dead bodies all day. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna have time for that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a dangerous time. You probably can end up getting cannibalized trying to do something like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And this time that'll be tempting the Lord. We're gonna have to stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? Before you get snatched up or something. You know, it says it says there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. And the brother had mentioned just yesterday. We was having a talk, and he was mentioning something about brothers possibly have end up gonna have to huddle together, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come a point in time you ain't gonna be able to afford that freaking rent. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do if all these jobs talking about you gotta take the sea hip in order to work here, or you gonna have to get the hell up out of here? You think you're gonna be able to continue to pay the rent? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be over with. You're gonna have to. figure something out. Brothers better go, you know what I'm saying, get some under the table shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to huddle up. All them brothers gonna be staying in one apartment, one house, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to that's why it's important to, get right now, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to be in the midst of the brothers right now, because you never know what situation you might have to find yourself in, man. You know what I'm saying? We really coming in some hard times where brothers might have to really get together and, you know what I'm saying, dwell in the midst of each other, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is gonna be like some Great Depression type shit. Really, it's gonna be worse, man. Because once again, when we went to Jeremiah the 30th chapter, it say, um, you know, a time like no other. You know what I'm saying? So this is really gonna be worse than the Great Depression, and the Great Depression had a bounce back. You know what I'm saying? We still living in America, and we able to exchange healthily. You know what I'm saying? In this current day, you know what I'm saying? After that Great Depression, but when that shit happened, it's gonna be over with, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no going back to what America used to be, man. Esau just gonna have to straight up switch over to a new currency, man. You know what I'm saying? And even that is not going to get so far. The scripture say the Lord has created his bounds that he cannot pass. All right, so moving on to the next verse. And I'm going to close this in a minute. I don't want to go too long. Um, Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse, 24? 25. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. Right? And that's where you women gonna be getting judged, because you got a longer span of living when it comes to starvation. You know what I'm saying? Women got breasts, you know what I'm saying, and they got their buttocks, you know what I'm saying, that can possibly allow them to last a little bit longer than a man would. You know what I'm saying? And when you suffering from starvation, your body start doing something different, man. Your stomach start kind of like imploding. You know what I'm saying? And you just start looking crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Lord's willing, the Lord don't leave us out here like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's what I'm saying. I hope I'm a man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that our forefathers seen, the visions that our forefathers seen, the upcoming troubles, man, it made them puke, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this the visions that they was puking about is really what we coming into. You know what I'm saying? So we need the Lord bad, man. You know, it says verse 27, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. So you better be grateful for the body, man. You better be grateful for the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Because like the scriptures say, 1,000 shall fall at their right hand, like left hand, rather paraphrasing. The scriptures say, my servant shall eat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you better be grateful for the body, because at least you ain't like these wicked men out here that's gonna be just getting wiped out, man, dying off one by one, killing each other. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's gonna be so much division going on that the brothers is really gonna be the only ones united, man. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say, how good is it that brothers dwell together in unity? You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, our occupations might have to change. You know, brothers might have to be, we're gonna have to be more on guard. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to our circumspect gonna have to turn up. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna be more on demon time. You know what I'm saying? You know, and brothers got children and stuff like that. You know, of course, brothers talk about all the time, you know, forsaking things, but if you gotta possibly have to continue with your young ones, you know what I'm saying? Well, your young ones gonna need protection. You know what I'm saying? Your young ones and your daughter and whatever, they ain't gonna be able to protect themselves in this time. You know what I'm saying? So that's even something to think about, man. You know, but the Lord got us, man. The Lord got us. All right. But I'm gonna close it with that. You know what I'm saying? Lord's willingness will edifying to an elect member. Thwadi Yahal Basmi Shah for giving me the spirit to do this lesson, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna close up by giving our honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kabadash. I'm honor to the elder apostle, Spirit Milton. Until the next time I say Shalom, Kwame Shalom.